Hey guys, this is Camfrey15 and I'm back at it with another video for you guys, and
Sorry, I had to.
we are joined again by the Red Wolf, which he'll actually be on the channel tomorrow as well. If you did not check my Sonic the Hedgehog review, he'll be on the channel again tomorrow in tomorrow's video, talking more spoilers for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and more to get his thoughts on the movie since I already gave my thoughts. But if you haven't seen that review, Sonic the Hedgehog, check that review out because that movie was really good. Other than that, we're not here to talk about Sonic. We're here to talk about My Hero Academia, and we're here at My Hero Academia episode 18. Um, I would say it's another nonchalant episode. Things really didn't pick up till nearly the tail end of the episode from Mr. Gentle Crinimal. Um,
I didn't expect to see a villain at the end of the episode. Well, what's his purpose? I don't. What is his purpose?
you'll find out soon. Um, but
Of course, the manga.
yes, I'll say we'll talk more about him later when we get to his part. But anyways, My Hero Academia episode 18 is titled School Festival. So essentially, the episode starts off with Kaminari essentially really bashing, Jiro, saying, what hobbies are you into? I know your hobbies. Don't you like music and stuff like that? And she's like, stop it, shut up, leave me alone. And obviously she's stressed out. And then Aizawa comes in, he's like, listen, there's this thing we're throwing called the school festival. Essentially, this thing will be only held towards the school. Only people from the school can participate in this, so the public is completely out of this. And the reason why is because Kirishima brings up, he's like, wait, shouldn't we be doing like hero stuff and stuff like that? But Aizawa basically tells him the reason why we're doing this is um, a way to kind of put down the stress levels with past incidents that have been going on, not only at UA, but things around the world. You know, the Shiha Saikai stuff. They're trying to kind of, and also, just lessen the stress of the students, who are probably having like tough times in school and stuff like that. It's just like a fun event, like an in school carnival and stuff like that, which is pretty interesting. Um, I also gotta say there was a nice little cameo when Isaiah was talking about the school festivals, when he was talking about different classes. They talked about the support class, which you saw obviously good old what's her name, pink haired girl. Um,
Mina?
no,
Uh,
the pink haired girl, the one who support makes the support items for Deku.
oh,
Um, Fudge, how did I forget a name?
hmm. Where our brains are
Oh,
fat.
Hatsume, Mei Hatsume. She makes a little cameo, even though we have seen her in the past. And then another interesting cameo we saw, if you caught it, guess who was in that little cameo thing? Shinzo from season 2.
Hmm.
Um, I won't say anything, but it was good to see Shinzo just like what he looks like now. Obviously, we haven't seen him in a long time, but it is cool to see him.
Hmm.
I guess, what are your thoughts, Denzel, of this school festival?
I feel like it's a good way to relieve, like you said, it's a good way to relieve the stress that they've all been through after like so much fighting with the villains and the Shihasaikai. So
Hmm. And
yeah,
school too.
I know these are metal episodes, but I think it's a good turn of events.
So, anyways, Azar was like, "Look, every class in the school will have to come up with something to do," and essentially, it's like, "Listen, you come up with what you want to do," and the dude's in his sleeping bag. He literally gets on the floor and just passes out mid class. I'm like, this idiot's just passing out in class. I'm like, well, he needs to run this. He needs to run the freaking class somehow. I'm like, well, that makes sense with how he's able to keep his eyes open for so long. He needs to his beauty sleep or something like that. I don't know. I think he smoked some stuff, but he Aizawa, he's some weird guy. But then again, you're just gonna custom to him. That's just him. So, anyways, Momo and Ida all go to the front, and everyone gives their thoughts on what to do. A few thoughts. I know Kaminari. He's like, we should have a maid cafe, and he was basically visualizing in his mind all the girls in Class 1A wearing maid costumes, essentially serving his only needs. Somehow they put that on the list as productive. That's pretty good. I think that's more for the guys and stuff like that. Also, I took it as a reference to the show or in manga Maid Sama, but whatever. I thought that was weird. Mineta, he tried to get his opinion out, but freaking Froppy just literally blocks him from doing it, gags him up, and is like, you gotta freaking wait. I'm like, what are you trying to do? Kill this guy? I was like, they're not giving him no even. And I think that's the second time they literally blocked Mineta from saying what he's got going on. The last time he did that, that was when he was like, why didn't you come in my room? And then they're like, no, let's not do that.
What do you expect, man?
I was like,
look at his eyes. What did you expect? Just look at his eyes. What he's thinking.
I don't know. They just Froppy literally just cut him off from whatever mid speech. Another reference Deku often said, we should do a hero course quiz. I'm like, of course. Anything hero related with you, Deku. Mina said a dancing contest. Some people requested like a food thing or something like that. What are some freaking Tokoyami? He's like, we should do something in the darkness. I was like, okay, you're emo. I was like, get the hell out of here. And then Bucko, he's like, let's have a death match. I was
like, yeah, you fight Deku again, and we'll see how that turns out.
But they come to a thing. They come to a conclusion. They scratch off some of the things that shouldn't even be on there, and they still can't come to a final decision. So Aizawa walks out. He's like, well, if you haven't come to a final decision, essentially, you're going to be essentially just having, like, the way he was saying is, like, they're going to have a class mid-stage in front of everybody, which doesn't sound boring, which sounds boring at all cost. I mean, it's like, you better come to this decision by tomorrow's class. So, essentially, they go in the dorms. The internship students, Deku, Ochako, Sue, and Kirishima, they're not there because they had a meeting with Aizawa by themselves, and then Bakugo apparently was asleep in his room or something like that. And essentially, they're all deciding what to do. And as they're like talking and arguing, they bring up something where Todoroki brings up something where he has this laptop and he's like, why don't we do this? And essentially, it's like the basis of a concert,
Mm-hmm.
He's like, let's just do that. And the only thing that's really added is Mina basically requests that, maybe we should do some dancing. And also, funny thing is, Mina does do dancing in the first part of the episode. Deku is, I guess, admired by it. And then he tries doing it his own. Guy has no coordination whatsoever. He has no coordination. She was just doing a random two-step. I could probably get up right now and do it myself. No coordination. I was like, my guy Deku needs some more coordination, buddy. You need some dancing skills.
Do it!
I will also say it is an interesting point. Maybe Deku can't master her type of move style yet, but maybe Deku can ask Mina to teach him some moves, and maybe he can incorporate that into his fighting style to be more flexible. I'm just saying, that'd be a smart thing for Deku, and it could really help him out when using, One for All better, too. But essentially, Todoroki says, let's do that. And like I said, Mina says, we should have dancing. And then Kaminari is like, Kaminari actually asked Mina, is like, hey, if we're going to do this, then we should ask Jiro. She knows a lot about music and stuff like that. And then Invisible Girl, I don't even know her name. She's like, yeah, you're right. Me and Ochako would always go in your room and listen to your music, and it was great. And Jiro's like, I don't know if I should do this. She's obviously flustered and embarrassed. And, we all know Jiro's the type of girl who's really shy. She doesn't really express herself. But I thought it was
The side of her
really.
right.
Hmm?
We get to see the cute side of her right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really cute when Kaminari and the others were kind of be like, "Hey, come on, I know you're great at this," and then she's like, Momo does step in. She's like, "Come on, if she doesn't want to do it, we shouldn't force her to do this." But then she's like, "Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to do it," and essentially they come up to do essentially a dancing concert, essentially, and that's Class 1A's playing. So, before I talk about the what happened at the end of that scene, what were your thoughts, Denzel, about that, whole process?
Mm, I I'm actually a little excited to see how that goes. That's all I gotta say.
What did you think about, I guess, some of Jiro's moments in this?
I just want to hug her. I just want to hug her.
She is cute. Hell, there's some people who love her a lot. Like, they're her favorite girl characters and stuff like that. There are some people. So yeah. Um, Now at the end of the scene, before I think we cut to the halfway part, the video's obviously loading like it's a YouTube video, like you see on the like if you're on YouTube, if you just have autoplay on, it cuts to the next video and it has a little circle with the play, and then when it finally completes, you go into the next video. Now it completes, and then we see this guy in the shadow looking at the kids in the room, and all you see is his blue eyes, and I'm like, what is this? Or I know in Denzel's case, you were like, what is that?
Hmm.
I guess Denzel, what were your first thoughts about that? Because we eventually know who he is later on, but what were your first thoughts about that?
Okay, so a bank robbery. Isn't anyone gonna stop him? Uh,
No, I was talking about after the scene, not that part. I was talking about the scene when he was just looking at all of them through the laptop.
so he pretty much knows they're watching him.
They don't know that he was watching them.
Uh,
I just want to get your thoughts. Like, what did you think at that moment?
um, I don't know what to think, man, because I don't really know that much about him.
Well, anyways, so the halfway part happens, and we cut to the hospital, and Deku and Mirio are actually talking to Eri. Now we get a little flashback of the fact that as I was talking, and basically as I was telling Deku and the others, like, oh yeah, Eri was looking to see you, and she wants to see you. So essentially, you know, Eri, the reason why she wanted to see him is she already knows, well, Mario's hero name, which is Lemillion, but she never caught Deku's name. So, Deku is so like, my name is Iku Midoriya, and essentially, my hero name's Deku. But you can just call me Deku for short because it's better. She's like, Deku, that's your hero name? She's like, yeah, it's kind of more of a nickname. So she just starts calling. She's like, okay, I'll call you Deku. But the thing about Eri is, some of the doctors they were on the side saying, I don't know if this was a good idea, but because of past incidents. But essentially, Azal also has heard that Eri has been blaming herself from the incidents from the Shihasakai raid because she does not know and she has no knowledge of the Night Eye death, and they don't have any plans on telling her about Night Eye's death because they know it would probably devastate her. Plus, she is still a little girl, so you probably don't want a little girl who's literally being saved in that instant to learn that that one guy died. Now, as I always said, she'll probably find out later on. She'll most definitely find out later on when she gets older, but it'll probably not hit her as hard as it would probably put her into a huge thing herself. Um, so, anyways, Mario talks to her and she's like, "Look, all we want you to do is just have fun and smile again." So Eri tries to, she does these face like things, like touching her face and stuff like that, and then she's basically like, "I can't smile," and stuff like that, which it was really sad because technically this girl did not smile a lot. She just had that straight face where she was look really sad and really in distress. But she realizes she basically tells them both that I can't smile. I can't do it. There's nothing I can do about it. And Deku comes with the idea is like, what's a good way to make her smile? And he comes to the conclusion saying, you know what, let's bring her to the school festival. So he asks Aizawa if that's okay. And Aizawa essentially says, yeah, that's fine. I just have to call the principal to see if it's fine with him. And then, Mirio's like, that's a great idea. And then Eri asks, like, what's a school festival? And then Mirio tells her a bunch about a lot of different things, what that's going to be happening there. And the one thing that catches Eri eye the most, which I thought was so adorable when she started hearing this, was the fact when Mirio started talking about candy apples. She was like, candy apples? And he's like, yeah, they're so good. He's like, there's also they're really, really sweet. And she's like, sweet? And she starts blushing because she's like really intrigued to know what these candy apples taste like. And she's like, okay, I would like to go. And I thought it was nice, little funny. It was funny because Amir's like, okay, if we get the okay, I'll take you, and it'll be like a date. And she's like, a date? What's a date? And Miriam's like, well, you see, it's when two people, a guy and a girl, are interested in each other, and they have fun. And then Deku's like, she's like, Mirio, why you tell her that? She's too young. I'm like, it was a cute little scene. It was a funny little scene that I saw, and I was like, oh, that's so cute. Big Brother Mirio. Well, it's really Big Brother Deku and Big Brother Mirio. But it's funny and stuff like that. I guess, Denzel, what are your thoughts on that scene?
And it's so adorable.
That's it was always like protect Eri at all cost.
Mm-hmm. She's a must protect. A must protect.
I don't know what it's. I don't know what's up when these animes introduce like a little girl character. They always make him come off as so damn adorable. I swear, One Piece a few weeks ago. Well, One Piece when the Wano arc started. I won't tell you the little girl's name, but there's this little girl's name that Luffy meets, and she's just adorable.
And the One Piece.
But I guess more about your thoughts.
I just think it's a great idea to bring her to the festival, and hopefully she'll learn to smile.
Mm-hmm. And it's like I said, the Eri story has not been concluded yet. It will be concluded by the end of the season, which I figure the last scene will be when she finally. I feel like the last scene of this season will probably be when she finally smiles. So obviously, that's the one thing Deku's got to do is make her smile. And Deku, he has now a determination to make her smile and stuff like that because he's like, I want this girl to smile. And essentially, we all know, it's starting the whole thing that Deku, he doesn't love her, like that type of way, but he loves her in a way that he wants to see her happy again after the thing. Because even Doug's like, she's not really completely saved yet. So he wants to make her smile. So essentially, it's like, I want to make this girl smile so much that there's nothing she can do. And like I said, I think, looking down later when the series is over and stuff like that, I figure Eri's gonna look at Deku and be like, that guy made me who I am today. And if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So she'll have like an admiration for Deku and stuff like that. Obviously, that's really cute and stuff like that. Now it cuts to this computer place, and we see the lovely Mr. Wolf Dog policeman guy again from season 2. We haven't seen in quite a while, and essentially, he's like, "Have you found him yet?" And we're like, "So." They're like, "No, he's been putting up like essentially like firewalls and stuff to prevent them from taking down the videos and stuff like that." So the video plays and it's at this convenience store and there's this guy talking and essentially he takes this people's money or this convenience store's guy's money and then all of a sudden this hero shop he's like, stop right there, you're gonna be stopped. And then essentially there, I guess in the recorder, she calls him gentle and essentially he's monologuing about whatever he's talking about, what he wants to do and, how, society should really work or something like that. And anyways, it cuts. He's like, okay, hold on for a second. Cut out this part of the video. He beats all the heroes up. He walks out. He actually leaves the money, the briefcase of money, in the convenience store. So technically, he did some criminal things, but at the same time, didn't do anything by not stealing the money. Um, and well, we do later find out he calls the recorder person La Brava. Um, and he leaves the store, and essentially his thing is he wants his name to go down in history. And essentially he calls himself Gentle Criminal. And it's the same guy who was from the laptop who was looking into their, dormitory or something like that. Because he still has the same blue eyes. Um, he has gray hair, which I figured he would have gray hair when I read the manga about him, and stuff like that. And yeah, and then it later cuts them to them on a skyscraper, and we see Labrava's character design. So she's like a little midget girl, um, red hair, which isn't shocking. And then essentially, she says like, "Well, Gentle Criminal, our video we just uploaded, essentially like essentially to YouTube, essentially in their universe." He's like, "We're not getting a lot of views," and Gentle Criminal's like, "Well, interesting." He's like, "Well, it seems he might need to be doing something on a more grandeur scale, a bigger scale." And essentially in his plan right now is to try to find something where he can record that he sees bigger in his eyes, or what he says more magnificent, and that's where the episode ends off. So, Gentle Criminal. Obviously, it's looking like he's going to be the antagonist for this second half of the season.
So, so is he the spy around UA, or is that?
You'll find out as the episodes continue. I wouldn't say I wasn't. From what I would say, I feel like he doesn't know nothing about UA because he doesn't talk about anything up about UA. Now, when he's talking about doing something more devious and more magnificent, um, it does cut to what the students are doing at UA. So obviously, that's a hint that he might try to disrupt the school festival. So yeah, obviously and I'm just gonna say this, he's not the spy because he has nothing to do with UA. Because if you remember, the spy thing from UA is they're predicting it's someone from the interior of UA that's leaking information to the League of Villains that that's telling them what's going on at UA. So yeah, and I guess before I let Denzel go on to talk about his thoughts about Gentle Criminal and La Brava, I will say I'm gonna have to probably look at the manga again, but I'm if I remember, they did not call him Gentle Criminal in this. They called him Gentle Hero in the manga. Um, I don't know why they switched it up, and I did not. And this is watching the subbed version, not the dubbed version, because the dubbed version is like 2 weeks behind from this episode. Um, I don't know why they changed it to Gentle Criminal, because I believe that when I read the manga, he was named Gentle Hero. Unless I have to go back and, um, reread it. And I'm guessing, I don't know. I'm sure he was called Gentle Hero, but I think he was called Gentle Criminal. But yeah, he's got a pretty interesting design look. It's unique as well as Labrava. He looks more like, he has like the design of like Doctor Strange, get up. Like that's what his design looks like. Like, the cloak, it looks like Doctor Strange. So yeah. I'm guessing before we end off this video, your thoughts about Gentle Criminal and his assistant Labrava.
What do they mean? What do they mean by being more, I don't know, out there? What do they plan to do? That's my question.
Essentially, what LeBron was saying, like it's like a YouTube video. You don't get a lot of views. What is another way to get a lot of views? Clickbait, or doing something grandeur. That's what they're talking about.
I need to look into it more.
As a lead up, you'll get more into their characters. Obviously, they're going to be featured in next week's episode too. If you did not see the next episode preview, so it's going to be interesting. I will say those two are one of the more better characters in My Hero Academia, which you'll grow to like a lot. Because mostly their backstories are kind of a little tragic and kind of a little sad and stuff like that, but you'll see their backstories when you get to the time if you're an anime only fan. I really did end up liking their characters, even though they are technically not doing things that are good necessarily. But you know, stuff like that. So who knows what happens next when dealing with these characters? I guess Denzel. The only other thing I can ask you about them is, what did you think of their designs?
When I first saw them, I didn't really like. I don't know. The designs don't really bring up much imagination to me until I guess they'll start to grow on me a little bit.
And albeit we still don't know, in terms of the anime, we still don't know his quirk. So obviously he beat them up using his quirk, yet we don't know. I did find pretty funny how he was pouring his little tea, but his
we didn't see his quirk. Could it be time skip?
He was pouring his tea, trying to pour tea in his cup, but the tea, I guess the wind was so strong, the tea was actually not hitting Labrava, and it actually hit his eye. He's like, "Oh, that's hot." I was like, "Oh my goodness." My only question is, in terms of the English dub, I wonder what voice are they going to give him. I feel like they would give him the Dr. Gero voice actor. He just sounds like he has that type of voice. But who knows? But yeah, but other than that, that's really it of My Hero Academia episode. Had some really good moments, had a really adorable moment with Eri, and then a really moment that's like, I'm intrigued now. So, yeah. So you'll be seeing much more Gentle Criminal, and you'll be seeing much more Eri too. Hopefully Deku can make Eri smile again, because she is a girl that needs to be protected at all costs. Now, well, it's not that anymore. It's a girl that needs to smile at all cost. But yeah, thoughts on the episode. I liked it a lot. It was a fun episode. Nothing else really much to say. Your thoughts?
Yeah, nothing much to say about that either. It was legit.
So yeah, so obviously next week's episode they're gonna still be working more on their school festival thing. It looks like Deku's gonna talk to All Might about something, and then like I said, we do get more Labrava and more Gentle Criminal stuff. But we're gonna have to find out next week. Other than that, we're gonna get out of here. If you like this video, leave a like. If you hit that subscribe button, to get more My Hero Academia content, as well as put in the comment section what did you think of this episode and what do you think of Labrava and Gentle Criminal. Other than that, we're gonna get out of here. We'll see you guys on the next episode with both of us tomorrow night, afternoon, whenever Denzel is able to, make the video with me to talk more Sonic spoilers, because I bet he cannot wait to see that movie. Heck, honestly, I might see that movie again.
It'll probably be on Monday.
Really?
If not whenever, because I'm not sure tomorrow exactly. I'm gonna be hanging out with some friends.
Okay, buddy. Don't keep me waiting.
I won't.
Other than that, we're gonna get out of here. We'll catch you guys on the next video. Hopefully you guys have a great day. And also, thank goodness that asteroid didn't hit our planet, huh? Because that would have been on a catastrophic event. Other than that, we're gonna get out of here. We'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.